Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Daily Current Affairs by SSB Crack Exams. I am Chetan Apurav and let's start today's session for 17th June. Talking about SSB Crack Exam, so this is a one-stop solution for all the major defense-related examinations like AFCAT, NDA, CDS, etc. For more details regarding the courses that we offer, you can visit to our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com, wherein you'll find all the details regarding the courses and the modules. And do not forget to download our Android app from Google Play Store, that is SSB Crack Exams. Now moving on, we shall start with the question of the day from yesterday's session. So I asked you guys about what is inflation in economy, the term inflation, and many of you have also answered in the comment section. So basically inflation is nothing but it measures the average price change in a basket of commodities and services over time, and those commodities range from almost everything. In India, basically the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, it measures the rate of inflation every year, and it is released every year on 14th of the month. So basically it is nothing but basically, for example, let's say if an apple cost for rupees 60 in the year 2019, and if it cost for, let's say, for example, let's say 90 in the year 2020, then you can say that the inflation rate is of course 50%. Right? Basically percentage change the rate of that particular commodity over the year. Now let's move ahead and talk about the news. The very first one is regarding the Prime Minister's meeting, and it was held between basically the Prime Minister and the Chief Ministers of the state, and it was based upon the discussion regarding the situation of emerging post Unlock 1.0 phase. Right, so this was basically the sixth such kind of meeting that was held between the Prime Minister and the Chief Ministers. 5 earlier meetings have already been held on 20th March, 2nd April, 11th April, 27th April, and 11th of May, respectively. Further, Prime Minister also observed that timely decisions taken to combat the pandemic have been effective in containing its spread all across the country, specifically and particularly in the rural areas. Further, he also noted that with efforts of be it the union government or the state government, green shoots or positive signs in the economy are visible, and these green shoots and possible you can say the profit signs that you can clearly see in the economy as of now, they are basically are due to the following reasons. The first one is being the rise in power consumption. Of course, after the unlock, many of the industries have also reopened. So the demand for power has also risen, and a rise in power consumption is there. Fertilizer sale in the May seeing a significant increase. This happened after a positive and very good amount of profit that was earned by the farmers in the previous season of the crops after the sowing and after the procurement by the government, which was done in a very effective way, even when the entire country was going through the pandemic lockdown. Now also there was an increase in the kharif sowing, which led to increase in the sale of fertilizers. Of course, it's all are interlinked. So if a farmer gets their previous crops sold at good amount, then they will earn more profit, and from profit, if they are earning more profit, they will sow in a greater amount for the next season. If they sow for the greater amount for the next season, for example kharif in this case, then of course they will require greater amount of fertilizers, and they will only be able to buy the greater amount of fertilizers only if they will have enough amount of money from the profit of previous season. So all these are interlinked, and this is the rural economy, the basic structure of the rural economy for farmers that actually helps the overall economy of the Indian market to grow. Further, the production of two-wheelers also has increased in this particular period. Digital payment in the retail at pre-lockdown level already. So basically what it means is that the digital payments have reached a level which was already there before the lockdown period. There has also been increase in the toll collection in the month of May, as of course from the month of May, many of the states have allowed the transportation, and the unlock has been done. The lockdown has been taken away from that particular zone. So of course toll collection is there, so earnings from toll collection has also increased. Apart from that, Prime Minister also said that they have tried to save each and every life, and in fact every government is trying to do so, and that has resulted in a very good you can say result, that the recovery rate in the overall country is more than 50% as of now, which is a very good sign. India is also amongst the countries with the least amount of deaths due to the coronavirus all across the country on a global scale. Now, for the safety of self or family or the community, no one should even think about venturing outside house without mask or face cover, which the Prime Minister also emphasized and focused upon. Now, moving on to our next news. So, a climate report predicts that hotter and rainier days will be there for the upcoming century. And this report was published by the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, which is based in Pune. So, this was basically India's first ever national forecast on impact of global warming on the subcontinent region in the coming century, that is 21st century, and it expects annual rainfall to increase. Surprisingly, the annual rainfall in some part of the region will increase, not all part of the regions. And if rainfall increases, then there will also be some chances of more severe cyclones. We already have seen in the last 5 or 8 years how frequently the cyclones are going to are hitting, basically, especially the western coast. The likes of states of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu and Telangana, and also Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Odisha. Apart from that, there will also be paradoxically more amount of drought. So basically, these two things, if you see, these two are contradicting each other, that there will be a high amount of rainfall will increase, and there will also be more droughts. So basically, this means that there will be an imbalance in the distribution of the atmosphere or the distribution of the weather all across the country, all across the Indian subcontinent, which is a bad sign. Further, in this report, it also stated that basically from the year between 1986 and 2015, the hottest and the coldest days have been warmed by 0.68 and 0.4 degrees Celsius, and they have been warmer by 0.68 degrees Celsius and 0.4 degrees Celsius. But if this rate persists, and if this particular rate continues for the next entire century, for the 21st century, then this is expected to increase up to 4.7 or 5.5 degrees Celsius. And this means that if at a particular location, if the maximum temperature across the year is recorded as 48 degrees Celsius, then by the end of 21st century, it will increase by 4.7 degrees Celsius. That means it will be around 52.7 degrees Celsius. The hotter day will be 52.7 degrees Celsius, which is a bad sign, of course, right? So this change is expected to happen, and as per the current agreements between the countries all across the globe, a maximum of 2-degree rise due to global warming is basically set as the maximum limit, and which is allowed. So this is really a sign of worry for the Indian subcontinent. Now, moving on to our next news. So, fuel demand reaches 80% of the pre-COVID levels. We all know that there has been a decline in the demand of the fuel, of course, due to the nationwide lockdown, or in fact, the global lockdown. So, basically, a recovery has been seen after easing the nationwide lockdown due to the coronavirus, and returning to a growth rate of 5%, which was actually there before the COVID-19 pandemic occurred. And the fuel sector, the demand was growing at a rate of 5%, and to reach again to that particular level, 5% will be a very time-taking task, and it will take up to 2 years, official from the Ministry of Petroleum Industry said. Further, the world market also saw the biggest fall in the demand of especially the crude oil sector, and that too since the year 2007. The world market also impacted Indian fuel market for obvious reasons, that because the pandemic actually impacted all entire country, and in fact most of the countries across the globe. Further, India has also planned to double the refining capacity in the next 10 years. This is the vision for the petroleum sector for India. And this is, of course, to meet the rising fuel demands in the country, and the potential fuel demands. And regarding that only, a West Coast refinery will be set up, which will be of the capacity of 60 million tons, and the capacity will be 60 million tons per year, and this will start very soon. This project will be starting very soon, which comes under this project or this vision of doubling the capacity of refining crude oil in the next 10 years. Further, also one important fact must be noted, that for the year 2019 and 20, the refining capacity was exceeded the total demand for the of the fuel or of the crude oil for that particular year. So this is also a very good sign that we are producing more than what actually is the demand. Right, now moving on, and we shall end our session with the current COVID-19 situation in India. So as of now, as of 17 June 8 a.m., the total number of cases has crossed the 350,000 mark, and although the number of recovered has also increased significantly, and it has also crossed the 1,85,000 mark, and the death toll as of now in the country is 11,903. Right, so now moving on to our next segment, that is the quiz time. So I have a question for you guys, that the fall in the global crude oil prices owes to what are the reasons basically behind the fall in the global crude oil prices. So the first option is sharp decline in the demand. Yes, this is also correct. Oversupply of the fuel. Yes, this is also correct. These both are also interlinked to each other. And global lockdown due to COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, this is the main reason why these two actually exist. So yes, all the three are correct. So the correct answer should be option D, that is all the above. The next question is, according to a climate report by Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, which is based in Pune, global warming will cause which of the following in the subcontinent? Annual rainfall to increase, more severe cyclones, more droughts. And I have read that particular article to you. I have explained that to you, and all these three are the possibilities if the global warming concern persists for the century 20 this particular century 2100. Right, so the correct answer for this would be again all the above. Now the question for you guys for today is, what are the 6 major stages of vaccine development? We have already discussed this in the previous session, so you can check that particular video or write your answer in the comment section. Till next session, be safe, take care, and Jai Hind.